Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to go ahead and make some sugar cookies. The recipe I'm using is from the Honey Baked Company, I believe. I'm going to go ahead and add the video in the description down below. And the recipe calls for powdered sugar, meringue powder, vanilla extract, and some water. And so what I'm doing right now is adding powdered sugar in sections. And I'm actually going to use a sifter to do that. And not a sifter, I'm sorry, it's a colander. Colander. I only know how to say it in Spanish. But I believe in English it is a colander. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But I'm using a colander and a container on the bottom. Ziploc container. I'm so sorry. I don't know why my mind is blanking right now. But I'm sifting the powdered sugar. And I'm going as fast as possible for some reason, even though I should be taking my time. But I have this trait where I want everything as fast as possible, but I also want it to be perfect, and it's very contradicting. So I'm just sifting the sugar. This recipe, I don't believe it calls for it, but I've been watching so many icing videos that I thought I'd go ahead and do it anyways. So here we're moving on to the rest of the measurements. And I'm trying to loosely put in powdered sugar. From everything that I've read, you never want to compact it into any measuring cups. I'm not sure why, but that's what they're telling me, so I will go ahead and listen to them. And I'm sifting it some more, and as you can see, a lot of the powdered sugar has gone on to the vanilla extract bottle and my surroundings. And as you can see in that colander, there was some like pebbles or rocks. I don't think that's what it is. I think it's just really hardened powder that was left there, or that is in the bag. So it's a good thing it was sipped. And now here I am very lazily putting this powdered sugar away because I'm in a hurry for some reason. So now we're adding the powdered sugar and the meringue powder into our, what is that called? Mixing bowl. And meringue powder is weirdly very watery, but it's a powder. So it's a very odd substance. And I bought this mixer specifically to practice these cookies. Because I plan to do everything from scratch. For my sister-in-law's baby shower, I'm actually practicing these cookies. These are not going to her. These are for my nephew's birthday party that nobody asked of me, but I'm doing them anyways to practice. And as you can see, it's a good thing I'm practicing because they turned out horrific. And here I added some water, and as you can see, you're supposed to add water and vanilla. And at this point, it is very hardened, and I'm scraping it down with the spatula. But yes, I plan to make cookies, brownies, cake balls. I think it's cake pops. And cupcakes. I plan to do everything from scratch, so I'm starting early and practicing as much as I can. And here I've added more water, and as you can see, it's starting to get very watery. Not very watery, very liquidy, which is good. I also wanted to make the cake for her, but my mother said that that's enough. I'm already doing too many things. And she was right. I just think when I love somebody and I care for them, I just want to do the most so they see how much I love them. And if I were to give her these cookies, she would think that I hate her. So that's why we are practicing. And I went ahead and switched over to a hand mixer. Here's my daughter coming in to remove the whisk that just fell. But in the video, she uses a hand mixer as well. And I think this is a lot better. You have a little bit more control. As you can see, it's starting to thicken up. And now I'm scraping the rest of the icing. And I should have went with my gut. And I should have added more water. But sometimes when I'm watching videos, and I think a couple of you will relate, you are just so gung-ho on doing it exactly as they say, even though they tell you in the video, do what you think is best, add more water, add less water, but I just wanted to do it how I saw in the video. And right here I'm explaining something to my husband, but I don't know what it is. I don't know why I made a loop with my finger. But as you can see, the icing is so thick. And I should have had more water and I didn't. And in a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and put it in piping bags. And you will see what a problem that was. So the colors of the cookies are going to be yellow and red. But as you will see, they end up being yellow and pink because the red was not red enough. And I didn't add enough red icing because I just thought it was never going to be red no matter how much I added. So I gave up and I went ahead and left it pink. So here I am adding some red icing. It is from Betty Crocker. It's a set of 4 colors. I believe it's yellow, red, orange, and green. I tried the orange on another cookie decorating thingy, and it wasn't that orange either. But yeah, I believe I got it on sale for $2. And here I am adding some more red, hoping that it'll, get to the color that I need. But it never does. I just give up. And here I am moving on to the yellow icing. And once I was done mixing those, I go ahead and get these Walton disposable piping bags. They're very thick bags. I think if I could do it again, I would have gotten thinner bags. I feel like that would give me better control of my icing. But here I'm just adding the bag into a cup so I can have better control of the icing. See, as you can see here, it is so thick. It's even thicker than toothpaste. It's technically like a dry toothpaste consistency. And I was telling myself to add more water, but I didn't. I'll definitely do it next time. This is the last time I'm practicing. I can't keep making icing. Just, spending money practicing. So I think I was able to learn from my mistakes, and I'll do a better job when the day comes to to my sister-in-law's desserts. As you can see here, I'm having trouble bringing the icing down because it is so thick. So I do this trick that I saw where you spin it around. It's like when you're wringing a chicken's neck. Not that I've ever done that, but I have witnessed my grandma do that in Mexico. That was wild. But I guess we can call it helicoptering. Yes, we're helicoptering the piping bag to bring the icing down, and it actually really works. And now I'm just going to go ahead and close this bag. And I'm going to do it as tight as possible so no air goes through. And now we're going to move on to our yellow icing. And this is a thicker consistency, and it's supposed to be for the outline. I realized later on that I didn't need to make an outline consistency for the cookies, for a part of the cookies. The cookies are meant to be smiley face, with the yellow being the majority of the cookie and the red just being the eyes and the mouths. I realized that I could have just used a thicker consistency for the eyes and the mouth. There is no need for a flooding consistency. So I'm just going to tie this back as well. And now I'm moving on to our flooding consistency, which is, it's a little bit more watery. And I realize now that I should have just done 2 batches, colored it in, and then taken some of the icing out for the outline, and then water down the second batch, because now I have to do the icing, do the coloring all over again. But you live and you learn. And here I am, just moving it around, getting it to the consistency that I want. I went with my gut on this consistency, and it was perfect. As you will see in the finished results, the icing did turn out very nice. It dried very well. I have tried another recipe of icing, and it did not dry even after a day. I'm sure it was not my fault. It was sorry. It was my fault. I'm sure it was not the fault of the person doing the video. I just must have done something wrong. So here I am, moving it around, and I'm very happy with the outcome of this, the consistency. And now we're moving on to the pink, I should say, if it's not red. And I liked the consistency on the pink icing a lot better. As you can see, it blends in relatively quickly, which is what I wanted. So I'm going ahead and doing that with the yellow icing to match the pink icing. So next time I'll definitely do 1 batch and color it, and then I can, separate it to another bowl and add flooding. But yeah, you live and you learn for sure. So I'm happy with that, and now we're going to go ahead and move on to piping. And I'm using the same bags and trying to open it as much as possible. And the icing is a lot easier to transfer because it's a lot more watery. And at this point, I was making me rush as well. I felt a little bit claustrophobic with all that stuff in my kitchen. Also, my husband was watching a football game, and it was the first one of the season, and I was bummed that I was missing it. But I'm actually taking the day off the day before my sister-in-law's baby shower, so I can do all these desserts correctly. My sister's coming over to help me with the baby, so I can get these done, and hopefully they're a lot better. So here we have moved on to my dining table, and I cut a tiny little piece of the piping bag to just see how much came out and to see the thickness that I wanted. And as you can see here, I mean, it's just not coming out. It is so thick. So I just keep cutting some more. And for some reason, I don't know how to hold this back. Well, I know why I don't know how to hold it, because I've never done this before. And I'm just cutting a little bit more to see if more will come out. And it did, but it's just so thick. I mean, it was very hard to manage. And I'm trying to do a circle, and I just can't. So I'm cutting some more, because that's the problem, right? And not the fact that it is toothpaste icing. At this point, I'm extremely frustrated, and I throw it to the side, and I'm cursing up a storm. And I want to move on to the yellow one, but I don't. I just say, screw it. Let's try to decorate this cookie. And I'm using the pink icing for the eyes and the mouth. And I'm trying to draw circles here. And I hate it because it is terrible. And I need perfect circles, even though I've never done this before. That's just how I am. And yeah, my husband hates it, but what are you gonna do? I just need everything to be perfect with a minimal effort. And I'm still holding the backing correctly. And yeah, it's just not coming out, as you can see. And now I'm moving on to the mouth. And I don't know why I draw this really scary mouth. I don't know why I didn't just add a little smiley face. Now we're going to go ahead and try to draw a perfect circle with this outline icing. And as you can see, it is horrific. I'm beyond frustrated at this point. I want to throw the icing and the batch of cookies. And at this point, I start to hold the piping bag a little bit better. And I'm drawing some circles in the mouth. And I'm actually really happy with this cookie because it just looks a lot better than what I had been doing. See? Pretty cute there. Except for the yellow circle. So now I'm going a lot slower. And I'm trying to bring it around as steadily as possible. And the circle's a little bit better, but, still not the best. Then I move on to at this point, I go ahead and abandon ship with the smiley faces, and I just start to add these random this random design. Kind of looks like the yin and yang. And I realized that my happy face cookies look like the spork from Toy Story 4. I believe his name is Sporky, I'm not too sure. And at the end, you'll see that I just flood the entire cookies with yellow, and I add an L for the initial of my nephew's name. They're just terrible. And at this point, my daughter wanted to come and do some cookies, so we did that together, and we laughed at my terrible job. She laughed pretty good, which I don't mind, because they're pretty laughable because they're just so terrible. So here are the finished cookies. They are terrible. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope it was still relaxing, and I'll see you next time.